You've got a fire in your belly, a passion to serve, and an insatiable drive to contribute. You know that if you can just get your message in front of the right people, you can change lives. But where to start? There are so many options, so many moving pieces. You get bogged down, overwhelmed, frustrated, while the burning desire to serve others consumes you. I know, I've been there. And these days I bring life-changing impact and value to people's lives through the creation of books, funnels, online courses and coaching programs, and virtual summits. This is the Call to Serve podcast. I'm Tim Cooper, and this is my journey. I've got a quick question for you. Are you confident when it comes to tying your shoelaces? And I'm sure you're all saying, yeah, of course, Tim, what a silly question. But were you competent in tying your shoelaces when you first started, when you were young? How many times did you have to try until you managed to do it by yourself? See, it took many attempts. You tried and you tried and you tried until you developed competence. And competence is the ability, knowledge, or skill to do something successfully. And that is what we must do in other areas where we want to develop confidence in. See, confidence, nobody's born with confidence or competence, right? And also confidence is a result of what we do externally, so the things we do, and what we do internally, the way we think. So confidence in itself isn't a skill, but it does come from developing skill. And this is why I really don't like the term fake it till you make it. And I'll get onto that a little bit later in this episode, because when you were gaining the competence to tie your shoelaces, you weren't faking it till you make it, right? You either did or you didn't, right? Like if you failed at an attempt to tie your shoelaces, they didn't just automatically tie themselves because you willed it, I'm going to fake it till I make it, right? You got to the point after a number of attempts until you were successful. So confidence is not something that you can develop overnight. I said it takes work. It takes external work and internal work. So let's start with the first step to confidence. It's developing competence, right? Gaining more knowledge, gaining more skills in that area where you need confidence in. Okay, like people ask me all the time, Tim, how come you're just so relaxed and confident when you're shooting videos? Well, if you saw some of the first videos I shot, or many of the first videos I shot, they were horrible. They were like, oh, I just shudder now. But that was part of my competence journey. That was part of me developing the ability, the knowledge, and the skills to do it successfully. And I could have given up. I mean, it was, I didn't have the right equipment. I really didn't know what I was doing. And I could have easily given up because it was hard. But if I'd given up, I would never have gone on to create probably, like I've been shooting videos now for over 10 years. So probably well over 1,000 videos at least that I've produced. I've helped thousands of people around the world through my online summits and my training videos and my online courses. And I would never have done that if I hadn't have made the decision to become good at video. So what did I have to do? I had to immerse myself. I had to learn more about it. And I had to gain the skills. And as I gained more skills and ability and knowledge, my confidence grew. And now standing in front of a camera is second nature to me. And so that's the first step, that if you want confidence, it's not a matter of faking it till you're making it. That's dangerous. And so I'll talk about that in a minute. But you've got to get competent. with competent comes confidence. You've got to learn more and more and more and more, gather the knowledge about the area that you want to become confident in. Like, I'm extremely confident when it comes to computers, but when I started programming, it was hard, right? There's always some level of pain before there's success, right? So it was hard. I had to push through. I had to push through a lot of obstacles. And then eventually, as I gained more skill and ability and knowledge, it got easier and easier and easier to the point where I had mastered it. And what's mastery? Mastery is developing those skills to the point that you can perform them without any conscious thought. Like the same way that you you get dressed, you put your shoes on, you do all that sort of stuff without even thinking about it because you have mastered those skills. And that's where you want to get to build your confidence. You want to get to the point where you have immersed yourself in the subject or in the activity that you want to be confident in to a point where it's second nature. Okay? So confidence, and this is why you can't develop confidence overnight. Now, confidence is something that develops over time as your competence also develops. As I've said in previous episodes, I read probably about a book a week, mainly in marketing and website stuff, and the stuff that I do every day, I am still learning. Okay, I'm still seeing if there's a better way. I look to those successful people who have gone before me, and I walk in their footsteps. So I am still continuing my learning. I never stop. Yet I am very confident in marketing. I'm very confident when it comes to website design and putting summits on and recording online courses and that sort of stuff, because I have done it over and over and over again. It's just, it has become second nature to me, but that took time to develop. So don't get impatient, right? It's not going to happen overnight. So that's the external stuff. That's the things that you do to develop the abilities, knowledge, and skills to do things successfully. And as said, as you improve, your confidence grows. But another really important point is what's going on inside your head. So there's shifts and things you've got to do on a number of levels to be truly confident. It's not a matter of fake it till you make it, right? It's a matter of gaining the skills and the confidence. And then it's another thing to be true to yourself, to be congruent, to make what's happening on the inside happen on the outside, or make what happens on the outside on the inside. And that's why I think the biggest mistake, like the worst advice to anybody is fake it till you make it. Because if you believe that you're faking it, that what you're doing, that you really aren't as good as what you think you are or whatever else, that's the story you're telling in your head. And it's probably doing you more harm than good. So you've got to start doing things and discipline yourself. You've got to make a decision, right? You've got to decide. You've got to make a decision that you are going to develop competence and mastery in the area where you seek confidence. Because see, confidence comes from the root word confide, which means trust. And if you don't have trust in yourself, then you can't have confidence. So you've got to be able to trust yourself that you are going to do whatever it takes to reach that goal of confidence. And if you make a promise to yourself and you break your word, well, nobody else will know that you've broken your word, but you will, right? And that erodes confidence, because then you say, I can't even trust what I tell myself. How would other people trust what I say? So you've got to make that decision, stop the procrastination, get up, do the work, step out of your comfort zone. It's like if you are developing a new skill and you're seeking competence in something, it's going to start out tough. It's going to be new. It's going to be uncomfortable. and you've got to push through that. Develop those skills, but most important, and also important, like they're both equally important, is you've got to make that promise in your mind and stick to it. You've got to learn to trust yourself, trust your own word, that you are going to do what needs to be done. So that's the other thing. So the external, what you do, internal, what you think, and you've got to be consistent. Right? You've got to be consistent. Now you've got to set up and have a daily routine. As I said in the previous episode, my days are pretty much rinse and repeat. And some may think it's boring, but maybe it is. But I have a daily routine. I've got the time when I'm creating my podcast episodes, and then while the podcast episode is being all compiled up, I'll be maybe cleaning up the house or something, and then I'll do some work, because basically my computer is basically unusable while the machine's grinding away trying to spit out the videos. So I don't do much computer work while the episode's being compiled. And then I do some work, because I know that my most productive time is in the morning. So then I'll knock out a good 3 or 4 hours of productive work. And then in the afternoon, I'll be reading a book and or watching a training video. Not at the same time, obviously, but so there is personal development, and I'm building on my skills, and I'm doing stuff every day. And that's how things grow, and that's how confidence grows. Okay, so consistency is also key. Is make a promise to yourself, make a decision, and then set up a routine where you can do it every day, because then with consistency also confidence grows, because now you are trusting yourself. You know that you are willing to do the work required to move ahead, right? And also finishing things is a big key to confidence. Like we can all start things. Now we can all start a great project and get all excited about it, but if you don't follow that project through to completion, if you don't finish it, once again, that can erode your confidence. So I just want to, I am an introvert, okay? And when I was younger, I was painfully introverted. I was one of those kids who hid behind their parents when people came up to say hello. I was basically scared of people. So that is an area where I have changed. And in a lot of situations now, I'm comfortable and confident when I'm talking to people. I'm definitely comfortable and confident when I'm on camera. I'm comfortable and confident when I'm conducting a group coaching call, when I'm creating courses and all that sort of stuff. But there are still some circumstances, even today, at my age of 60, where I do feel uncomfortable around people. So I'm not. So there's still some areas of my life where I don't have confidence. I'm interested in crypto, but I don't know enough about it to be confident. So then I've got to ask people, for advice. But I haven't made a promise to myself saying I really want to, immerse myself in crypto, and I want to become a master of crypto. So I'll probably never ever develop a lot of confidence. I might develop some knowledge and some ability and some skill, but I don't think I'll ever get to the point where I'll master crypto, because it's not that big a deal to me. I'm not driven to get to that point where I become a crypto guru. So you see, you've got to work on these aspects in all areas of your life. Confidence talking to others, confidence going out looking for a partner, confidence in the work that you do. So these are all things that you develop over time, and you only develop it by doing it. So you just can't make a decision saying, well, I'm going to be more confident and then tomorrow wake up and it's going to happen. It's not going to happen that way. But if you persevere, right, and you immerse yourself, you learn as much as you can about that particular situation, we'll call it. As I said, it's not just work, it's any aspect of life. So, if you want to get more confident talking to others, then you go out and you push yourself, you go into that uncomfortable zone and you start talking to other people. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get. And then the more comfortable you'll get, the more confidence you'll get. Right? So you've got to make those decisions. But there is hope, because, as I said, confidence isn't a skill. It's got more to do with your character. And it's not a matter of faking it until you make it. As I always said, stand in your truth. Know where you are. Know where you know your talents and skills and the things that you've mastered are, but also know the stuff that you need to work on to move forward. Right? So it's not a matter of lying to yourself. That's the worst. I said that's the worst thing you can do, because then you feel like an imposter because you're faking it. Right? So accept that you're a human with flaws and faults and things to learn. Decide that you want to improve in certain areas of your life. Do the work to gain the competence. Get the congruency happening, so get the inside in line with the outside. Make sure that your actions match your words. And then be consistent. Stop the procrastination. Stop putting it off. Stop fearing the challenge. Stop feeling the initial pain or the initial uncomfortable feeling that you will experience as you step into something new, because everything was painful and uncomfortable at some point in your life. Everything that you've achieved so far, you didn't start out with competence. Competence was something that you learnt over time. And I think, once again, it's a matter of, we live in this age of instant gratification, so we want something and we want it now. But there are just some things that you just can't click your fingers and have. There are things that you've got to work at and develop over time. And confidence is one of them. But rest assured, if you do the work, right, that you will reach a level of confidence. Like, it's not that you have absolutely no confidence in anything. There are things that you are actually confident in when you stop to think about it. There's things that you've got mastery in if you stop to think about it. It's just that where you feel you lack confidence now is the area that now you've got to focus on. Competent, congruency, consistency. And you will develop rock solid confidence. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you found that useful, valuable, actionable. Go out there and start doing it. Start building your skill set. Go out and glean as much knowledge as you can. Put it to work. And start being nice to yourself. Start thinking nice things. Start thinking positive things. Start thinking, I can, not I can't. Start thinking, it's going to be worth it when I push through this challenge, not that, this is too hard. Okay, so if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell, the little notification bell. If you've got any feedback or questions, love to hear from you. Please just drop them in the comments. If you're listening to this on another podcast platform, please follow the show if you found it valuable and give it a review. And if there's a way for you to reach out to me through the platform, please do so. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, you can always reach me at tim@timcooper.au. That's tim@timcooper.au. And I will, if you've got a question, whatever, I'll pitch it in a future episode. Okay, that's it. Until tomorrow, you take care.